Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 I love you scenes in movies.
I love you more than I've ever loved any woman.
I love you, Jack. I love you.
For this list, we'll be looking at the most memorable and romantic moments in cinema where somebody says those three special words. Since many of these scenes serve as the emotional climax, a spoiler alert is in order. Which I love you scene makes you swoon? Let us know in the comments. Number 20, I Believe in Love, Wonder Woman. The most compelling superheroes are often the ones who grapple with doing the right thing.
Destroy her, Diana. You know that she deserves it, they all do.
In this movie's climax, Diana is tempted to unleash her fury upon Dr. Poison as Ares feeds into her grief. Before she can deliver the blow, Diana remembers Steve's parting words before he sacrificed himself.
It has to be me. It has to be me. I could save today, you could save the world.
Knowing that it would likely be his final flight, Steve gave Diana his love and reminded her why the world needs Wonder Woman.
I love you.
Although Diana didn't understand what Steve was saying at the time, it's clear to her now.
It's not about deserve. It's about what you believe. And I believe in love.
Humans may not be perfect, but they're capable of heroism, goodwill, and something that Diana believes in above all else, love. Steve might be gone for now, but his love for Diana helped save the day. Number 19, Come and Live With Me, Carol. This drama takes place during an era where LGBTQ+ relationships were rarely spoken of. As such, Carol and Therese are unable to overtly express their love in public.
You don't have to sleep over there.
Through subtle body language, however, the audience can tell how deeply these two feel for each other. It isn't until the final act that Carol musters up the courage to say the three words we've been waiting for.
The apartment's a nice big one. It's big enough for two. I was hoping you might like to come live with me, but I guess you won't.
Before declaring her love, Carol asks Therese to move in with her.
Oh, I don't think so.
Therese is apprehensive, given her previous attempt to reach out over the phone. Carol understands the pain that Therese is experiencing, but she can't deny her true feelings. Maintaining a composed face, Carol lays all of her cards on the table in a simple yet effective manner.
I love you.
Number 18, Snap Out of It, Moonstruck. One of the funniest entries on our list, Loretta Castorini's world is flipped upside down in a short amount of time.
Wait a minute!
Not long after deciding to settle for her boyfriend Johnny, she finds herself attracted to his eccentric brother Ronnie.
What are you doing?
Son of a bitch!
Where are you taking me?
To the bed.
Although he literally sweeps Loretta off her feet, she's prepared to pretend that their night together never happened. Ronnie, on the other hand, isn't ready to forget, having fallen head over heels for Loretta.
Last night never happened, and I'm gonna marry him, and you and I are gonna take this to our coffins.
I can't do that.
Why not?
I'm in love with you.
Almost instinctually, Loretta gives Ronnie a firm slap across the face. Based on a brief pause that follows, you can tell that Loretta has passionate feelings for Ronnie as well. She holds those feelings back with another slap for good measure. Instead of 3 little words, Loretta has 4 words for Ronnie.
Snap out of it!
Number 17, Won't Go Away, Lovin' Basketball. While not an immediate hit, Lovin' Basketball has grown a cult following over the years, which can be attributed to its writing, performances, and unique setting.
So how about a little one-on-one?
What we playing for?
You don't see a lot of Hollywood romances that blossom on the basketball court, but that's one of the reasons why Quincy and Monica are such an underrated pair.
What's going on?
We need to talk.
In one of the many examples of how the film plays with traditional gender roles, it's Quincy who's about to get married and Monica who's ready to fight for his heart.
I've loved you since I was 11.
Although his wedding is only weeks away, Monica tells her former childhood sweetheart that she's always loved him.
One game, one-on-one.
For what?
Your heart.
This sets the stage for a romantic game of hoops that helps Quincy see who he's meant to be with.
Double or nothing.
Number 16, Love from Beyond the Grave, P.S. I Love You. It shouldn't come as a surprise that a movie called P.S. I Love You has a few declarations of love.
Well, as Jerry would say, Let's get this party started.
The film centers on a woman named Holly as she copes with the sudden loss of her adoring husband, Jerry. Struggling to move on, Holly receives a cake and a recording from her late hubby.
Hey, baby. Surprise.
Jerry informs Holly that he's left her a series of letters that'll be delivered over time. Each letter motivates Holly to take one step towards getting on with her life.
I know that wherever I am, I'm missing you. Happy birthday. I love you.
They also act as a reminder that no matter where Jerry is, he will always love her. The result is a sad yet inspiring film that demonstrates it's never too late to start a new chapter.
P.S. I love you.
Number 15, Letting Go, Castaway. Where many of the scenes on this list will make you happy cry, this I Love You will leave you showered in tears of sadness.
She's sort of lost.
After 4 years of being stranded on an island, Chuck Noland returns to civilization to find much has changed. Namely, his girlfriend Kelly is now married with a baby.
You think you're gonna have more kids?
I don't know. It's kind of confusing right now.
As Chuck prepares to drive out of her life forever, Kelly rushes after Chuck as rain falls on them. Chuck! Even after she settled down, Kelly knew that she wasn't with the love of her life. Although Kelly never truly let go of him, Chuck realizes that he needs to let go of her.
But everybody said I had to stop saying that I had to let you go. I love you. You're the love of my life.
It's a bittersweet goodbye, but Chuck wouldn't be alive if it weren't for Kelly's love, or a special package. Number 14, Goodbye, Edward Scissorhands. With another I Love You that'll ignite the waterworks, Edward Scissorhands is a twisted fairy tale that sadly doesn't have a conventional happy ending.
I said, stay away from her!
Following a confrontation with Jim that turns fatal, it becomes apparent to Edward that he can no longer live in the suburbs.
Goodbye.
As he bids Kim farewell, she leaves him with a kiss and some tear-jerking parting words. The moment is largely carried by the committed performances from Winona Ryder and Johnny Depp. While Kim is the more emotive character, we can sense Edward's sorrow, loneliness, and affection through just a few understated expressions. It's the last they ever see of each other, but their love is immortalized through Edward's ice sculptures and the snow that comes from them. Number 13, Choose Me, My Best Friend's Wedding.
Michael, I love you.
Julianne is put in a difficult position when she realizes she's in love with her newly engaged best friend. To make matters worse, she's also the bride's maid of honor. When she just can't keep her feelings buried any longer, out comes this funny, honest, and vulnerable speech.
Choose me. Marry me. Let me make you happy.
Pleading with Michael to choose her, Julianne lands a kiss on him, which unfortunately is witnessed by the bride-to-be and results in a three-way chase. This confession marks a significant turning point for Julianne, but not in the way you might expect. Michael doesn't reciprocate her love, which causes Julianne to evaluate her behavior. In the end, she proves her love for Michael by letting him go.
I woke up and I see that the world is just as it should be. For my best friend has won the best woman.
Number 12, The Spell is Broken, Beauty and the Beast. Unlike some of the Disney couples that preceded them, it wasn't love at first sight for Belle and the Beast.
You came back.
They had to earn each other's love, although their future together is left hanging in the balance following a fierce rooftop battle.
Maybe it's better. It's better this way.
Don't talk like that.
Bleeding in Belle's arms, the Beast accepts his fate before taking what seems like his dying breath. Mourning him, Belle finally professes her love before the last petal drops.
Please don't leave me. I love you.
Just as Belle can't hold back her tears, there isn't a dry eye in the audience. The scene is only made more emotional by Alan Menken's haunting musical score, which suddenly becomes triumphant as the spell is broken. Transforming before Belle's eyes, the prince in disguise emerges from where the beast lay. Number 11. Can't Take My Eyes Off You. 10 Things I Hate About You. When it comes to grand romantic gestures, this scene ranks up there with the most swoon-worthy.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.
Patrick has broken more rules than he can count, but this may be the first he's broken in the name of love. Hijacking the sound system during soccer practice, Patrick serenades Kat from the bleachers.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.
He sings Can't Take My Eyes Off You, which has the perfect lyrics to express his love. Originally, actor Heath Ledger was going to sing I Touch Myself. He apparently felt that tune wasn't romantic enough though, and instead went with this Frankie Valli classic.
I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm the lonely night.
It was a wise call, as the song selection amounted to one of the movie's best moments, complete with an unforgettable I love you.
Let me love you, baby, let me love you.
Number 10. I Told You Not to Fall in Love with Me. A Walk to Remember. You can't control who you fall in love with. Sadly, Jamie is also grappling with something else she can't control, a terminal illness. Sharing an adorable kiss on an enchanted evening, Landon confesses his love for her.
I love you.
Instead of saying I love you in return, a surprised Jamie can only think about a promise that Landon made earlier in the film.
Told you not to fall in love with me.
That promise has now been broken, although Landon still doesn't understand Jamie's reaction. Her one condition is finally given clarity when she tells Landon the truth. She's dying from leukemia.
You're 18. You're perfect.
No. I found out 2 years ago and I've stopped responding to treatments.
Their love story is tragically brief, but we'll always remember their heart-melting time together. Number 9. As You Wish, The Princess Bride. If you've seen this cult classic, you know that the words as you wish are every bit as profound as I love you.
Hold it. What is this? Are you trying to trick me?
At first, Buttercup doesn't think too much of Farm Boy Wesley's go-to answer whenever she orders him around.
Farm Boy, polish my horse's saddle. I want to see my face shining in it by morning.
As you wish.
Over time, however, it dawns on Buttercup that these words have a much deeper meaning.
That day, she was amazed to discover that when he was saying as you wish, what he meant was, I love you.
One more as you wish later, Wesley and Buttercup's love story truly begins, although it's a long journey to their happy ending. For a brief period, Buttercup believes that Wesley is dead.
You can die too for all I care.
Oh. As you wish.
Upon shoving the dread pirate Roberts down a hill, Buttercup realizes that she's actually pushed her one true love. Wesley reveals himself with 3 familiar words, letting Buttercup know that their love lives on.
I'll never doubt again.
There will never be a need.
Number 8. A Kiss Before Battle. Gone with the Wind.
I love you more than I've ever loved any woman.
This Best Picture winner is the definition of a sweeping romance. With the Civil War underway, Scarlett O'Hara sets out to reunite with her family. She gets some help from the dashing Rhett Butler, although he can only take her so far. Rhett informs Scarlett that he's heading back to join the fight, but not before declaring his love for her.
There's one thing I do know, and that is that I love you, Scarlett.
But when he pulls Scarlett in for a passionate kiss, he gets a slap for his troubles.
You low-down, codling, nasty thing, you!
Even with the world going to pieces, Rhett still manages to part ways with a smirk on his face. While Scarlett is left in tears, she works up the strength to move forward. Beautifully shot and with stunning performances, this scene remains one for the ages.
Goodbye, Scarlett.
Number 7. Love Creates Miracles. The Notebook. As their summer of romance comes to a close, Noah and Allie decide to consummate their relationship in an abandoned house. But Noah's friend Finn interrupts at the worst possible time. They might not go all the way that night, but they do express their love for each other.
I love you. Did you know that?
Alas, the two are soon forced to go their separate ways. That is, until years later, when Noah and Allie reunite at the same house and finally make love. They turn that house into a home, building a life and family together. Later, as an elderly couple, our main characters are driven apart once again as Allie suffers from dementia. In a tear-jerking finale, Noah and Allie declare their undying love one last time.
I love you. I love you, Allie.
Number 6. Ditto, Ghost.
I love you. I really love you.
Ditto.
Despite being in a committed relationship, Sam can never bring himself to tell Molly that he loves her. Instead, he only offers up a heartfelt ditto. After his time among the living comes to an abrupt end, the ghostly Sam realizes that he should have been more open with his feelings. As the film reaches its bittersweet conclusion, Sam is given a chance to properly say goodbye. Appearing before the love of his life, Sam says the 3 words Molly always wanted to hear.
I love you, Molly. I've always loved you.
Molly, meanwhile, responds with a single word that packs an equally powerful punch.
Ditto.
It's a fitting send-off as Sam ventures into the afterlife, leaving Molly and the audience drowning in tears.
The love inside. Take it with you.
Number 5. You Had Me at Hello, Jerry Maguire.
I love you.
One of the most quotable romantic comedies in modern cinema, Jerry Maguire works up to a pivotal moment as our titular character returns to his one and only. Realizing what he wants out of life, Jerry professes his love for Dorothy. It's a raw, sincere, and deeply emotional scene, with Jerry laying all his cards on the table.
You complete me.
As he tells Dorothy that she completes him, Jerry is suddenly cut off. It turns out that he already won Dorothy over with one simple word: hello.
Just shut up. You had me at hello.
The loving embrace that ensues is guaranteed to leave the audience cheering, like their team just won the Super Bowl.
You know, this is the best talking group I've ever been in.
Number 4. The Promise, Titanic. Arguably the most epic love story since Gone with the Wind, Titanic was bound to finish in heartbreak. While the audience knew how the film would ultimately end, that didn't make this scene any less gut-wrenching. Freezing in the icy waters, Rose seizes the opportunity to tell Jack she loves him.
I love you, Jack.
Jack refuses to say goodbye, however. Instead, he asks Rose to promise him that she'll never give up.
Promise me now, Rose. And never let go of that promise.
Even after Jack dies, Rose refuses to let go of the promise she made him.
I will never let go, Jack.
As a testament to her love for Jack, she escapes from the Titanic's resting place and lives a long, fulfilling life. Yet Jack will always have a piece of her heart.
I'll never let go. I promise.
Number 3. I Know. Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back.
What's going on, buddy? You're being put into carbon freeze.
The Empire Strikes Back was not only a darker story than its predecessor, but also a more romantic one. Nowhere is this more apparent than in this scene. At the mercy of the Empire, Han Solo is forced into a carbon-freezing chamber. Although she spent much of the movie bickering with the scruffy-looking nerf herder, Leia is forced to confront her true feelings as Han says goodbye. After a heartfelt kiss, she proclaims her love for him. While the script originally called for him to respond, "I love you too," this line just didn't feel very Han. Harrison Ford was instead given the go-ahead to improvise, resulting in a classic line that perfectly suits Han's personality.
I love you.
I know.
Number 2. It Had to Be You. When Harry Met Sally.
I've been doing a lot of thinking, and the thing is, I love you.
Saying I love you can be a challenge, but what's even more challenging is saying why you love somebody. For the longest time, Harry isn't sure how to address his feelings for Sally. Then, at a New Year's Eve party, the right words simply flow out of his mouth. Harry realizes that he loves every little thing about Sally. He even adores her annoying little quirks, like the way she spends over an hour ordering a sandwich.
I love that you get cold when it's 71 degrees out. I love that it takes you an hour and a half to order a sandwich.
Although Sally initially claims that she hates Harry, it doesn't take long for her to pull him in for a kiss.
That is just like you, Harry. You say things like that and you make it impossible for me to hate you. And I hate you, Harry. I really hate you.
Romantic, witty, and cleverly written, this scene defines what true love is all about.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Most ardently. Pride and Prejudice.
I don't understand.
I love you. Most ardently.
A woman ahead of her time, Elizabeth Bennet won't agree to marry just any potential suitor, even if she does love the guy. As the rain pours down, the shy Mr. Darcy works up the courage to tell Elizabeth that he loves her.
Please do me the honor of accepting my hand.
The strong-willed Elizabeth isn't immediately won over, however. She finds Darcy's proposal rude, cold, and insulting. What's more, she blames him for ruining her sister's chances with Mr. Bingley.
Do you think that anything might tempt me to accept a man who has ruined, perhaps forever, the happiness of a most beloved sister?
Overcome with pride, Elizabeth shuns Darcy, leaving him devastated. Deep down, though, it's clear that she has feelings for him too. While Elizabeth rejects his first proposal, the storm clouds eventually clear, and these lovebirds finally come together as the sun rises.
You have bewitched me, body and soul, and I love you. I never wish to be parted from you from this day on.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.